Yeah, welcome back. This been doing a lot of studying on the prophet Elijah in the Bible. He had no lineage. You can't find anywhere. Usually, the Bible will say, "Well, this begot this, begot this, begot this," and nothing on Elijah. And he was one of the two people in the Bible that, when his time was done here on earth, God took him home without him dying. Elijah was pretty special, and he really connected with God, prayed all the time. And he went through his trials and tribulations too, death threats and this and that. But one of the ones that kind of stands out to me was as 1 Kings 18:43 to 46. Then Elijah said to his servant, "Go and look toward the sea." The servant went and looked. He said, "I see nothing." Elijah told him to go and look again, and it happened 7 times. One of God's magical numbers, 7. And then the 7th time the servant said, I see a small cloud. It's the size of a man's fist. It's coming from the sea. Elijah told the servant, "Go to Ahab, King Ahab. Tell him to get his chariot ready." So he had a chariot with horses to pull him, and to go to Jezreel. And if he doesn't leave now, the rain will stop him. After a short time, the sky was covered with dark clouds. The wind began to blow. Then a heavy rain began to fall. Ahab got into his chariot and started back to Jezreel. And then here's the part people kind of look over and pass it. You just read through it and don't really think about it. Elijah tightened his clothes around him, and God gave power to Elijah. He ran ahead of King Ahab all the way to Jezreel. It's about a 20-mile trip from where they were to Jezreel, about 20 miles there. So here's a king, Ahab, in his chariot with the horses. And a horse by itself can run up to 55 miles an hour. So your 20 miles take him roughly a half an hour. Let's say it took him an hour. A human being running in that time at 8 miles an hour, 7 to 8 miles an hour, would take them almost 3 hours to get from point A to point B. Well, with the power of God, it says he strengthened his loins. He beat King Ahab to Jezreel on foot. That's the power of God. Another neat thing about Elijah, when he was threatened to Jezebel was threatening to kill Elijah. And so he was worried, and God told him, "It's all good in the hood, so to speak. Go sit here, drink from the brook." And God commanded the ravens to bring him food morning and night, bread and meat. Talk about faith. Talk about faith. That's one good book to get into is the Bible in the King's version, the Kings. And that's about the only time you really get about Elijah. He's mentioned throughout the Bible, but there was never any chapters wrote about Elijah, like, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and all that stuff. Very powerful, and he got taken away at the end. Just boom. God took him up. See you later. Bye. Keep the faith.